Hello, I'm Michele Monro, daughter of the late great singer Matt Monro, and best-selling author of the book The Singer's Singer, The Life and Music of Matt Monro. The biography is the touching story of the man and much-loved performer who sang the songs you know and love, tracks like Born Free, From Russia with Love, Walk Away, On Days Like These, and Portrait of My Love. Having spent 3 years researching the subject thoroughly, this in-depth portrait of my father has already been reprinted 5 times since its release and has been a hit across Europe, Australia, Southeast Asia and the United States. In the last 2 years, I've led a high-profile publicity campaign, including appearances on BBC Breakfast, BBC London News, QVC, Friday Night is Music Night and The One Show, together with hundreds of worldwide radio interviews, which has seen the book enter both Amazon and Waterstone's bestsellers lists. I've also spearheaded a national tour of book signings and presentations, including the Frank Sinatra Society, the West Sussex Big Band Society, the Middlesbrough Book Festival, and the World's Words Festival in Lincoln. I was recently presented with an Irwin Award for Best International Campaign from the Book Publicists of Southern California, and one from Titan Publishing for outstanding sales. I also run the official Matt Monro estate, design, produce and write the notes on all of my father's CD releases, and am responsible for bringing 4 wonderful DVDs on the singer to the marketplace. I designed and produced my own website on the singer, which generates more than 5,000 hits a month, where fans from across the world meet to talk about the legacy my father left behind. I've been instrumental in bringing the Matt Monro catalogue to the emerging digital download market, and the last year has seen television campaigns with Harvey's Furniture, Siemens Kitchens and Foxy Bingo. 2012 has seen me embark on a worldwide 6-month book promotional tour to Australia and the United States, with guest appearances on P&O's Arcadia, Sea Princess and the Queen Mary 2. Since returning, I've brought my unique presentations to Fred Olsen, Cruiser Maritime and Royal Caribbean. I adore cruising and have found that the ship's demographic is perfect for the types of talks I offer. I'm lucky to have grown up in a show business circle, which gives me a rare insight into the subject. I do 12 talks, most of which focus on the music and television industry. The Singer's Singer is a look at Matt Monro's life, from his poverty-stricken upbringing in war-torn Britain to his day job as a London bus driver, to the steady rise to fame that saw the singer battling the highs and lows of the entertainment industry to become one of the world's most iconic singers. This is the man behind the image, the man who rubbed shoulders with some of the most famous names in the business, who recorded the very first James Bond theme song, represented Britain in the Eurovision Song Contest, appeared in a Royal Command performance, and recorded the international hits Born Free, Walk Away, Portrait of My Love, and From Russia with Love. But his life had its share of tragedy, and Matt Monro had his own personal demons to battle, even at the height of his fame. Who Are You is a look at life as the child of one of the world's best-loved entertainers. What was Matt Monro really like as a father? The feeling of lost birthdays and missed special events, living with a nanny and waiting for those all-important phone calls. The highs of attending a recording session, watching live for the very first time, appearing on This Is Your Life and the subterfuge needed to bring it off. The lows of living with an alcoholic, the madness of the obsessive fan, and the illness that brought about my father's early death. The tragedy of success highlights the stress of show business and living under a microscope, the sad loss of my friend Michael Jackson, as well as the recent demise of Amy Winehouse, now a member of the 27 Club, the title of an epitomic group of influential musicians who've all died at the age of 27. Why does addiction and hard partying govern so many stars? It's often said that laughter is the best medicine, but if that's true, then it's ironic that so many great comedians have died so young. Being funny has cost the lives of such greats as John Belushi, Tommy Cooper, Sidney James, Tony Hancock and Leonard Rossiter. Is there a cure? The secrets of live television explain what it's really like to be a guest on shows such as BBC Breakfast, This Is Your Life, QVC, The One Show and BBC London. Why you can't wear stripes or shouldn't wear black. Why you shouldn't wear a blue tie or dress completely in white. Why are pinstripes and polka dots out and neutral in? Why does television add pounds and why you should ask what the set colour will be. What really happens backstage, from mechanical breakdowns to electrical failure. The Eurovision Song Contest looks at Matt Monro's entry into Song for Europe, the winning song, and a behind-the-scenes look at what goes on right up to the Eurovision being televised, including a selection of bloopers, outtakes, and the weirdest and worst over the last 50 years. The Haunted Fish Tank is a discussion on the history of television and the main influences over the decades. Is variety dead, or has our concept of what variety is changed? What changes has modern society made, and acceptability issues over content? A look at the major events that have shaped our lives by switching on the small screen in our living rooms. On the Road Again talks about travelling being the main staple of any artist. But what is it really like living out of a suitcase? What happens when fans go over the top? How do you cope with mob scenes and getting the security detail just right? Are prop planes a good option or flights from hell? Is it the life of Riley with exotic locations and 5-star treatment, or is the reality slightly different? The Camera Doesn't Lie, or does it, looks at a television being a necessary evil for any artist. But are we being shown the real person behind the camera, or a carefully convoluted director's image? Why do camera angles cause problems, and what happens if you're vertically challenged? What purpose does the scenery serve, and why you hope the lighting engineer isn't colourblind? It's an insight into life behind the lens. Considered one of the greatest record producers of all time, this is a rare glimpse into the work ethos of George Martin. In a career spanning more than 6 decades, we look at what sparked his interest in music, his involvement with Peter Sellers, his rise with the echelons of EMI, to his latest involvement with Cirque du Soleil. The music of Bond. The theme song of a James Bond film is as much part of the Bond experience as the cars, the girls, the gadgets and the villains. Here we take a brief look into the music that has become synonymous with Ian Fleming's intrepid agent 007, including tales of temperamental artists, unexpected hits, controversy and high court upsets. A Cool Yule explains why Christmas doesn't have to come but once a year. Traditionally heard around the months leading up to the festive season, I present this live radio show, sharing my memories of Christmases past and give your Yuletime favourites a premature airing. And lastly, The Great Escape, which is a light-hearted and comical look at the travel industry with all its foibles, with helpful hints and advice on how to pack and what to avoid. We talk about the pitfalls of foreign countries and why cruising is the best way to go. The best of Chinese rip-offs or the worst roads, and my top 5 places to see before you die. I would genuinely love to represent my father on your ships, as I know his music is still very much loved. This isn't about selling books, it's about sharing my father's story with people who are still affected by his music. I do hope I might be given a chance to promote the legacy my father left behind, especially with a company that is synonymous with quality.